नमस्ते कुमार जी।
नमस्ते, नमस्ते everyone.
Namaste Kumar ji. Namaste everyone.
Namaste,
Namaste, sir. Namaste, everyone.
namaste. As usual, let's start with 3 ohms. Please take a deep breath. Namaste. Suprabhatam, Namo Namaha, depending on where you are. So, Kranti here.
Yeah, I joined.
Okay, thank you, Kranti. Go ahead.
Yeah. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम् मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनाम् पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय नमो नमः। अथ साधनपादः। Should I do from 2.10 or 2.1? तपः स्वाध्याय ईश्वरप्रणिधानानि क्रियायोगः समाधिभावनार्थः क्लेशतनुकरणार्थश्च अविद्या अस्मिता राग द्वेष अभिनिवेशाः क्लेशाः अविद्या क्षेत्रम् उत्तरेषां प्रसुप्त तनु विच्छिन्न उदाराणाम् अनित्य अशुचि दुःख अनात्मसु नित्य शुचि सुख आत्मख्यातिः अविद्या दृग्दर्शनशक्त्योः एकात्मता इव अस्मिता सुखानुशयी रागः दुःखानुशयी द्वेषः स्वरसवाही विदुषोऽपि समारूढः अभिनिवेशः ते प्रतिप्रसवहेयाः सूक्ष्माः ध्यानहेयाः तत्वृत्तयः क्लेशमूलः कर्माशयो द्रष्टा अदृष्टजन्म वेदनीयः सति मूले तद्विपाको जात्यायोर्भोगाः ते लादपरितापफलाः पुण्यहेतुत्वात् परिणाम तापसंस्कार दुःखै गुणवृत्तिविरोधाश्च दुःखमेव सर्वं विवेकिनः हेयं दुःखमनागतं द्रष्टृदृश्ययो संयोगो हेयहेतुः प्रकाशा क्रियास्थितिशीलं भूतेन्द्रियात्मकं भोगापवर्गार्थं दृश्यम्.
Thank you, Kranti.
Thank you.
So, we started with Sadhana Pada last week. And in the first two sutras, we saw that what is Kriya Yoga, yoga of action. And we said that Kriya Yoga means tapas, swadhyaya, and Ishvara pranidhanani, surrender to the divine, swadhyaya, self-study, and tapas, meditation, are the three aspects, or the three threefold things in Kriya Yoga, yoga of action. We saw that. And then we also understood this tapas, these three together, the active yoga, the tapas, causes the burning of all these embedded programs that we have, what we call as samskaras, the karma klesha programs. And we also saw tapa. We say tapas. Tapa means heat. So in that heat, the programs get burnt away, get demagnetized, with whatever way you want to look at it. And we also saw that the intention of Kriya Yoga is to attain samadhi. And also, we attain that samadhi with the realization that the body with its klesha is only an instrument to get there, which means this is the purpose of life. That's what we are saying. Very clearly, he has stated the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to attain samadhi with the realization that the body, with its kleshas, with its impurities, is to be used as an instrument to attain that samadhi. This is the purpose of life. So now that he has said that with the impurities, the kleshas, in the next few sutras, he is explaining what those kleshas are. He is listing 5 kleshas: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. So he is listing 5 of them. And then he says avidya is the one which is at the top of the pile. The other 4 are right after avidya. They have come below avidya. So if avidya is taken out, the other 4, they don't have any legs to stand on. They fall off. So avidya, so that's why he says avidya kshetram Uttaresham, on top of everything. So, and he also says avidya can be in 4 different ways. That's what he says. Whether it can be it can be dormant, weak, broken up, or fully active. We saw all that last week. And also avidya makes you think that what is impermanent as permanent, what is impure as pure, what is miserable as joyful in nature. So it brings the opposites and tells you, oh, this is all that is for you. All the impermanence in life, it makes you feel as if they are permanent, like how we think that we are going to live forever. Things of that nature, that miseries will never come to me. And whenever people get married, they think, oh, I will never have a quarrel with my wife, with my spouse. Those kinds of foolish ideas we have. So these are the things that come from avidya, or lack of correct perspective. Then he goes on to explain asmita, drigdarshana shaktyoho ekatma eva asmita. So what one is able to see or experience as a pure observer happens because of the fact that we have this quality called asmita. Asmita, or sense of self-sense of an observer, not a doer, but the fact that we can be as an observer, observe everything without putting filters. We see a rose as a rose, not a rose, this could have been a different color, it would have been more beautiful, or this could have a better fragrance, or this could have been like the rose in the neighbor's garden, or like how it was 3 days back when it was very big, without any of those things. We just observe. We just see the rose as rose. Not only rose, with everything in life. With everything in life. So asmita gives you that. And then we saw raga, the desire or attachment, flows from the sense of pleasure. And the dvesha, or aversion or dislike, flows from misery or pain. Then finally he discusses abhinivesha. We stopped at that point, where he is saying abhinivesha is the sense that one feels all the time, is the sense that we feel that we control the flow of energy in us. That is what we are thinking is, oh, because of my effort only things are getting done. And he says even learned people, vidusha, they are established in that. They are taken for a ride by abhinivesha. That they also think that, oh, certain things are happening because of me. Okay, so this is what we saw. Any questions before we move on to Sutra 10? So the next, not that other sutras are not important. The next 68 sutras are very, very important. We are going to see in detail about, we have seen the impurities, and we are now going to see how impurities cause certain things, how they cause karma, how they cause rebirth. So we are going to see all that in the next few sutras. So pay full attention. te pratiprasava heyaha sukshmaha. Sukshamaha. Sukshamaha. Te pratiprasava heyaha sukshamaha. Te. Te means they. Always. Te means they. What is the they here? So we finished with impurities, right? So we saw the impurities in the last 6 sutras or so. We saw all the impurities. The 5 impurities we saw, the 5 kleshas we saw. So those kleshas, heyaha means oppose. Sukshamaha means in a subtle way.
Sir,
Yes.
can you please scroll down?
No.
Sorry to disturb. Thank you, sir.
So te pratiprasava heyaha sukshamaha. Heyaha means to oppose. Sukshamaha means in a subtle way, not in a physical, doing anything physically, but in a subtle way. How do we so these impurities, these kleshas, we can oppose them in a subtle way. In how we are going to oppose them in a subtle way, and he's giving a simile. How we are going to oppose is pratiprasava. So, all ladies are here. Prasava, you all know. Prasava means to deliver. Pratiprasava means so when delivery happens, it goes forward, it comes out, right? Pratiprasava means to go backwards, to go inwards. With me? Pratiprasava means to go inwards. So what is going inwards? By looking inwards at the kleshas. That is looking at all the kleshas, all the programs, program elements within us. Instead of expressing themselves outwardly, how do we express themselves? We let the kleshas trigger the chitta vrittis, activations, and activations cause reactions. So by preventing that from happening, expressing themselves, all these things, the impurities, the kleshas, the program elements, basically, instead of expressing them outwardly by reacting, take it within. Look inwards. Take it within. Pratiprasava. Take it within in a subtle way, and that is how you oppose it. Is this clear? There is no other magic. You have to actively work on this.
You have to think. You have to analyze and work on the kleshas.
Yeah, you have to look. Yeah, how do you do that? You look inwards. And what does the klesha do? The klesha causes activations, or causes chitta vrittis. So the chitta vrittis, what do? They cause reaction.
It's like this, no, Kumarji, when you get angry,
Yes.
instead of shouting, you pause for a minute. Why do you have to shout? Be calm, realize, okay, you can put it in a nice word, something like that.
Yes. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, one of my old students, he called. Many of a few in this class probably know him. May or may not know him. Anyway, so he called, and he has not spoken to me for a while, so he called just to speak to me. And then he brought up this point that he gets angry very quickly gets angry. I said, you were in Patanjali Yoga Sutra class for 2 years, not once, but twice. But he says, but this is what is happening. I do not know. One day after I shout, and then after 2-3 hours, I realized that I got angry.
Mm.
So the first step in anger is to know that you're angry. To recognize that you're angry. This anger will rise. You will feel that.
Yes.
You will feel that anger coming. The way it will come, it will justify saying that this anger is correct. I must get angry. You are perfectly justified in getting angry. So I gave him an example yesterday that anyway, I don't drink coffee in the morning, but I use that example. So say last evening at 6 o'clock, my wife says, "Oh, we are run out of milk. We don't have milk for coffee tomorrow. The last drop is gone. I'm going to throw the bottle into the trash now. So can you get a bottle of milk?" Oh, I tell her, "Oh, it's only 6 p.m. I'll get it." So around 7 o'clock, she again reminds me. I tell her, "Oh, no, I'll have dinner. Anyway, the shop is open until 10. It is just a stone's throw distance. I'll go get it." It's just fine. And then something comes up, some call comes. I forget, I go to bed. In the morning, I wake up. Let us say it is my daily routine to get up and get the coffee decoction ready. I get the coffee decoction ready, and then I get the milk. Oh, only then I remember, oh, I forgot to get the milk. And the shop is not, so this is at 5:30 in the morning. The shop is not going to open until 8 or 9. So I cannot have coffee. Let us say this is the working day. I need coffee in the morning before I go to work. I also make coffee. So immediately what happens? I made a mistake, but still the anger comes. The anger can come with others. The anger can come with respect to what you have done. But we will not take responsibility. The anger will come. The anger, why is that anger coming? Because you did a mistake and you cannot accept that mistake. And at that point of time, you cannot analyze it. You should only see that anger, how it is rising. Just like
Boiling milk.
just like how water rises, it's rising. You can feel it. If you pay attention, you can feel the anger rising, and it is about to burst out of the mouth. If you watch it, then you can stop it right there.
Okay.
You have to recognize it. Don't analyze, don't do anything.
Okay.
Just understand that anger has come. Just to recognize anger has come. In that instance, the anger has come. If you don't recognize it, then you become that anger. There is no difference between Sumati and anger. Anger is Sumati, Sumati is anger. So this is the Chitta Vritti. Some Chitta Vritti, not this. Some Chitta Vritti caused this anger. And how is this anger going to express itself? This anger, how is it going to express itself? Either shouting or throwing something or yelling or hitting somebody. That's how it is going to express itself. So what we are saying is prati prasava, right? So in this case, when you recognize it, then you can take everything inwards. What all things that are going to happen after that, everything you can take backwards. Is it clear, Uma? Is it
Yes,
clear?
Kumarji. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
For everybody, anger comes to everyone. Even people who look like Buddhas here,
Mm-hmm.
Anger comes. So you have to recognize it. Right there, if you recognize, you can stop. So he says, so I told him, so do that first. Then, once you get that balance, once that anger is subsided, then look at what is the reason for that anger. That reason will take you to the klesha. Whether it came from avidya, whether it came from raga, whether it came from dvesha, whether it came from abnivesha, all that you can find out later on. But initially that recognition has to come. Okay? So this is what is that pratiprasava. Sukshama. The impurities can be blocked in a subtle way, can be opposed in a subtle way by taking them inwards. All the programs, by taking them inwards. Okay. Then, okay, all this is fine. What else will help us do that? Help us to get to that state. Dhyana heyaha tad vratyaha. Dhyana, next sutra. Dhyana heyaha tad vratyaha. So, heyaha, the same thing as the previous one, to oppose. That's what we are trying to do. Vrattyaha, tad vratyaha. Their activations. What are their activations? Meaning kleshas activations. Kleshas cause the activations, right? Kleshas cause the chitta vrittis. So that's why he's saying their activation. Tad vratyaha. We are talking about kleshas. So kleshas activations can be opposed by dhyana. So initially he said you can oppose it. Now he is saying with dhyana, it can be nicely opposed. With me?
Yes.
So we saw the 5 activations in chapter 1.
Yes.
The chitta vrittis, the 5 types of chitta vrittis. What are those? Pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smriti. So 5 chitta vrittis we saw. And now we have seen 5 kleshas. The kleshas are the one that trigger the chitta vrittis. What triggers the chitta vritti? What triggers the kleshas?
Chitta vrittis, activations.
No, kleshas trigger activations, chitta vrittis. What triggers?
Oh, yeah.
What triggers
Klesha.
kleshas?
5 senses.
The senses. The senses. So we will see. We will see how. I mean, you can understand how the sense. Take this example. This example that I gave, how the anger came. What triggered is the moment I open the fridge. Oh, milk is not there. The sight. Right? The sight of the milk not there triggered the klesha of avidya or whatever, or raga or dvesha or whatever. And then that triggered the chitta vritti. And then that finally that triggered the chittavritti of anger. And the anger finally manifested as yelling, shouting, whatever. Right? Okay. Any questions? Very important, very, very important sutra. This is you.
Yes.
Yes. When I say you, all of us, including me, this is us. Unless you understand the sutras in the class and then revise every day, you are not going to be able to do the assignments. And if you don't do the assignments, you are not going to move forward. And don't blame Patanjali Yoga Sutras for that. If you don't do the assignments, I am asking you to do the assignments only because only that way you will learn how to apply it yourselves. Only that way you will apply to yourselves.
Can you explain again? Vratyayaha means Vratyayaha.
Yeah, Vratyayaha are the activations. Vrittis, it comes from Vritti. Vritti is plural. Plural of Vritti is Vratyayaha. Tad Vratyayaha. Their activations. There here refers to like the te in the first, in the Sutra 10, the impurities, the kleshas. The kleshas are causing the activations. And the way to oppose that, heyaha, the way to oppose that is through dhyana.
Understood.
Yeah. Dhyana is not to ask for things. Give me that, give me this. Dhyana is not for that. Dhyana is to fix all these things. Okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sutra 212. So now he is going to, so now he has clearly explained the what the kleshas, how they can be opposed. He has clearly explained that. He is also now going to explain about karma and rebirth in the following sutras. Okay. Klesha mulaha karma ashayo drishta adrishta janma vedaniya. Klesha mulaha karma ashayo drishta adrishta janma vedaniya. Vedaniya, in Tamil we say vedana. Yeah, I am sure that word is there in Telugu also. Vedaniya is Vedanai. In Tamil, Vedana means pain. Vedaniya is experiencing of pain. Experience of pain. Janma is birth. That word is there in Tamil also. I'm sure it is there in Telugu also. So Janma means birth. Drishta adrishta. Drishta adrishta. Seen and unseen. Drishti we say, right? Drishti, drisht comes from the Sanskritam. In Sanskritam we say drishta for seeing. Adrishta is the opposite of that. Seen and unseen. So, klesha mulaha. Klesha is impurities. We know that. Mulaha is root. Ashayo means supported by that. Supported by or supported by that. So,
Supported by that karma.
So here we have to understand the root klesha means in our very first birth. We have seen that PPT, right? I've shown you that PPT many times, where Prakriti is launching the Chittas, right? So each of us were launched by Prakriti. In our very first launch, when we are launched for the first time, our Chitta had only kleshas. Is this clear to everyone? When we were launched for the first time, we were launched only with the kleshas. There were no karmas. So Prakriti launched us, because Prakriti has no karmas, she launched us with the klesha. So the kleshas, we know what the kleshas are. Klesha moolaha means the root klesha. Yeah.
A doubt. When we
Yes.
don't have karmas, how does the divine decide what kind of birth we are going to take? Because the birth we take is based on our karmas, right?
Yes.
So with the very first launch, how does it decide where
So
we
in
are?
the very first launch, the divine decides where you have to be born. Without karma. There is no karma. So the divine decides. It's like a lottery. You go. Whatever is the need at that time, you go. That is how the first birth takes place. So it doesn't matter in the first birth at all, because you are not coming with karma, you are coming only with klesha. So if you right away work with klesha, if you understand that in that birth, then you avoid all kind of karmas and you're finished with life at that point of time. At the end of that birth, you won't come back.
Sorry, Kamaji, can you please repeat
Repeat what?
the same? I lost my thought. Sorry.
So in the very first birth, we have only kleshas, we don't have karmas. Karmas are the one that decide where we are going to be born. Actually, we don't say karma. Always we say klesha karma will decide where you are born. Very loosely we say sometimes karma, but it is the klesha karma is what we will see always. So she was asking why in the first birth we don't have any karma. So why should we be born? So I said that in the first birth, it is like a lottery. Depending on what is the need, we are born. Okay. So that is the root klesha. And then in the first birth, because the klesha is triggering the chitta vrittis, and the chitta vrittis, the activations, the chitta vrittis cause us to react, and we react because of our kleshas, we react, and those reactions bring karma. Right? So in the first birth, by the time we die, we have accumulated karma. And after that, klesha karma together decide where we. So that's what we are saying here. The root klesha with karma, with supporting karmas. Ashya means supporting, correct? Supported by that. Supported by what? Supported by the karma. Supported by the karma brings janma vedaniha, brings birth. What does it bring in the birth? It brings pain and suffering in the birth, both seen and unseen. Everything is dependent on your klesha karmas. That's all it is saying. In effect, the sutra is saying the root klesha with all the supporting karmas causes sufferings, which you can see as experiences. So, causes sufferings, experiences in births that are seen and unseen. And seen meaning in this birth itself we are seeing it, and it because of the karma that we are accumulating, we are also going to have in the future births, future in this life as well as future births. Is this clear? Very, very important sutra. If you don't understand something, ask.
Yes, Guruji. Just give it 2 minutes. One. I'm just trying to understand one. Two.
See, the karma with klesha forms new programs within us. With these two together, with the karma and klesha together, you have experience of life that are seen and unseen. So the life that you are going through and the life that may come in the future, not only in this birth and future births, we don't know what is going to come. Both seen and unseen, that's what he's saying. What kind of suffering will befall us, we don't know. Okay? So the root klesha that we have, all of us have that root klesha, and because of the root klesha, we accumulate karma. So
The root, excuse me, Kumarji, the root klesha is same for everyone?
yes. For now, we can assume that way. See, you have to understand that Prakriti, when Prakriti gives the klesha, it is up to Prakriti to give how much of avidya, how much of raga, how much of dvesha. All that Prakriti can decide. But the components are going to be the same. Percentage of the components may be different.
So it is like the Prakriti gives us the freedom. At the same time, it has certain control over us. So
Prakriti
isn't that
gives you what?
a certain amount of freedom to collect to get your karmas, because you do mistakes or you do good things and you get your karmas. It also has control over our birth and death. So I am not able to see a balance in this. So the divine is controlling our life to a certain extent.
No.
Which is
Divine is not
like,
controlling your life. Only klesha karmas are controlling your life.
because the klesha is decided by the divine, right? So the divine has the control over our kleshas.
The kleshas have been given to you, that's all. When you're born, you have enough freedom to work on the kleshas and not let the kleshas flower into chittavrittis. That you have. We don't do that. That's a different thing.
No,
yes.
Like say you're just telling that the divine just decides what kind of birth we will take. So it means that the divine will.
That's what I said. It doesn't matter where you're born. It doesn't matter where you're born, as long as you work on your kleshas. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be born rich and comfortable to work on the kleshas. If you are born rich and comfortable, you are not going to work on it.
If you're born poor and miserable, we're going to curse life more.
Huh?
So if you're born poor
who is cursing? What causes cursing?
Because of a suffering, we're going to suffer.
It is
and
not no. What causes that suffering?
the birth, the very birth, The very low
What
birth.
causes suffering? The kleshas cause the suffering. That is what that's what I say normally, right? Somebody yells at me. It is a choice that I have to yell back at them, to curse them, to get angry with them. I have a choice. I can simply say, oh, they are yelling at me because of why? Because of the klesha karmas, they are yelling at me. I have a choice. But we don't exercise that. Here, this is what I'm calling as acceptance. Accepting the other chitta as is. Respecting the other chitta. This is what means respecting.
So can't we just look at everything as a divine play and then live according to our destiny instead of using our chitta?
You are born with the chitta. The idea is to burn away your kleshas and karmas. Otherwise, you are going to be born again and again. Without unless you get rid of your kleshas and karma, forget about karma. Unless you get rid of your, I'm including karmas also because immediately the karmas start happening. So unless you burn away your kleshas and karmas, you will keep coming again and again until you get rid of it.
Okay, I think
you can also get rid of the kleshas and karmas by surrender to the divine. Bhakti yoga.
Okay. But that guidance also has to come from the divine, right? What if we are having a very low birth, we don't have education, we are born to poor parents who
That
themselves
doesn't mean anything at all. Go and read. Go and read many of these Alvars and Nayanmar's lives.
Yes.
Kannappa Nayanar was a hunter. What education did he have? Did he not get realized?
Yeah, Valmiki also. Yes,
You are using convenient things for not doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. See, you have to have. You have to understand the kleshas cause karma, and these two together is going to control your life, not the divine. The divine is not controlling your life. Klesha karmas control us. But since the klesha karmas came from the divine, we indirectly put the blame on the divine. Because we are so lazy to work on this, we just push it away. Just like when I ask you to do the assignment, you're pushing it away, right? You don't want to do it. You will give all kinds of excuses. Every excuse that I am getting. Okay. So, so the root klesha, and so we have a root klesha, and then like parasites, because of the root klesha, the karmas get attached to it. It immediately it starts attracting, like how a magnet attracts the iron filings. It attracts that karmas. Once we start living, we immediately start getting it. And since we don't do any homework, since we don't do any work in getting rid of this kleshas in our lifetime, so we get more and more karma, and the cycle goes on and on and on until one day we wake up and come to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra class. And even then, we will not do abhyasa. So this goes on. So klesha mulaha karma ashayo drishta drishta janma vedaniyaha. So all the pain and suffering in life comes from this mula klesha, along with the karma, which is nicely established. We are going to get we are going to experience what we see and what is unseen in the future, all that experiences. So we are going to have. So,
Excuse me, Kumarji.
yes,
Is there a word can karma be explained in English, like defined in English? What will we say for karma?
karma means action. The result of an action is karma. You have to go to Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Whereas in karma, it is not like that.
One
In
thing.
karma,
If
for
there-
every action, there is a reaction.
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
If there is no action, what is its meaning?
There is no action.
Every action, there is a equivalent reaction. If there is no action,
Then there is no reaction. That is what we are trying to do.
no, there is no.
Then you understood Patanjali.
Then
Yes.
You understood Patanjali's.
No. The
Ah.
here the discussion is going on.
See
What is
that,
the
Anil,
root
that
cause
refers
of
to the first
action?
one, right?
How the forming of the klesha?
Subtle opposition.
Subramanian ji,
context,
yeah, hold
right?
on. Let him speak. Yes,
So
How
Anil.
the
what sir
forming the
explained
root klesha?
Is that
Huh?
only. When you
Huh?
get anger on me,
Hold on, Subramanian. Hold
No.
on. Let Anil speak. Yes, Anil speak.
How the forming the root klesha?
Root klesha we don't form. Root klesha is given by Prakriti. When we
Prakriti.
are, see you. I don't know if you did you attend the first few
Yeah,
sessions?
yeah,
Yes. You have seen the PPT, right?
yes.
I can bring up the PPT if you want. So
No, I am having.
yeah, that chitta when it is launched with klesha. Every chitta is launched with klesha.
Yes,
A drop of poison, if you want to call it, is added to every chitta.
yes.
So what is your question now?
The question is a root klesha. Root klesha, how it is forming?
That's what I'm saying. The root klesha comes from Prakriti.
Prakriti.
Hmm.
Prakriti is the main is the chitta. And klesha
Prakriti,
is the
see, yeah,
chitta.
yes.
Klesha.
Prakriti was launched by Ishvara. When Prakriti was launched by Ishvara, he launched Prakriti with klesha.
Okay.
Okay. And from then on, Prakriti is the divine godmother. So divine godmother is the one responsible for creation.
Okay.
For creation, without klesha, the creation cannot happen. That is why that klesha was given.
Yeah.
So you can say kleshas are the desires and the senses.
Huh?
Kleshas are the desires. You want to achieve.
Kleshas are five types.
Yes. Yes.
Not one, not desires alone.
Ah.
There are 5 of them. Yes, Anil, tell me. Now, you understood where that klesha comes from, the root klesha?
Yeah, root klesha comes from nature. I will accept, but how nature is getting the root klesha?
That's what I'm saying. The root klesha came from Ishvara. When he
Ishvara.
launched Prakriti for the first time, he put it in there.
Okay.
Without that, creation cannot happen.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
Without desire, can anything happen?
yeah, we can say this is a klesha, root is a Paramatma Rupam.
Whatever you want to say.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Yeah. However you want to call it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in every philosophy, we have Prakriti. In Sankhya philosophy, you go, wherever you go, you have Prakriti. And Prakriti is launched by the Ishvara. Ishvara is the controller of everything. Okay. Okay. Next, is this clear? Is the root klesha clear to you, Anil?
It is clear.
Okay. Sati mule tad vipako jati ayu bogah. Sati mule tad vipako Jati, Ayu, Bhogaha. So, Sati, you all know what Sati is. Hindus all know Sati. People from India, they all know what Sati is. Yes? What is Sati, Uma?
Burning in the fire.
Which Indian government banned, right? The Sati.
Oh, the widow getting into the funeral
Yeah.
Into
pyre.
the funeral pyre
Pyre.
of the husband, right? So that is one definition of Sati. Sati means closure of life, closure of something, end of life.
End of
So the widows wanted to end their life. That is why it was termed as Sati. Sati means end of life, closure, end of life. So Sati Mule. Mule means root, we know. Using the closure of life as the root. Sati Mule means using the closure of life as the root. Or the roots of destruction. Because when we say Sati, it is destroyed, right? The body is destroyed. From the roots of destruction or end of lifetime, that's what we are called. So from that, what happens? Tad vipako, ripening or fruitioning. That's what is vipako means. Tad this klesha karma. Again,
Vipako? What is it?
vipako is fruitioning, fruitioning, fruitioning.
Okay.
Tad vipako, tad this, that. Here that refers to not the kleshas, both kleshas and karmas, because we already seen the karmas. So the klesha karmas, with the end of life as the root, the klesha karmas, what do? Jati, Ayu, Bhogaha. So they give you jati. The klesha karmas is going to give you the jati. It is going to give you Ayu. And it is going to give you Bhogaha. Bhogaha means experiences. So here, jati normally we understand wrongly as caste or race or whatever. Jati does not mean any of that. Jati does not mean that. Jati refers to in which family you are born, in which place, where in which area you are born. It refers to that. Incorrectly, we understand it as a particular caste. It is not a caste. So please understand that clearly. So jati here really means circumstances of birth. Wherever we are born is jati. Parents, siblings, physical features, that which cannot be changed is jati. I mean, your parent, you cannot change your parents. You cannot change your siblings. You cannot change the color of your skin. You cannot change your physical features normally without going for a cosmetic surgery. So you forget about that. So this is what is actual meaning of jati. With me?
Yes.
Ayu is longevity. Ayuhu is longevity. And Bhogaha are the experiences that you are going to have in that lifetime.
Is Bhogaha more for good experience or like happy?
All experiences.
All.
Yes. In Tamil, we say Ega Boga Varka. In Tamil, generally, we use this Boga as a good experience. That's not true. Boga means experiences, all kinds of experiences. Okay. So, from the roots of destruction, from the end of life, this karma klesha fruitions in the species as jati, that is in which family you are born, longevity, how long you are going to live, and experiences of that lifetime. Okay.
That is from one life to another. What is happening in this lifetime will lead to the next lifetime, or the
Yes.
karma klesha, what we do in this lifetime.
Not only in this lifetime, whatever you have accumulated earlier also.
Accumulated will
Yes. Result in where you are going to be born next time.
next time.
Yes. So that is why it is very, very important to get rid of all this in this birth. We have, all of us have gone through so much of pain and suffering. Why do we want to go through this again?
Because of
If you use a little bit of intelligence, you will understand that you don't want to go through this again.
Yes, Kumar. Because
Yes.
Saturday, one experience, Kumar. Saturday, I was coming. I didn't happen to see somebody. I was driving. Somebody happened to pass by me. I passed and they came on the wrong side. But they came, they shouted at me. I was quite calm. Then their shouting made me react a little bit.
The shouting?
They were shouting at me. So it made me react. So now I'm understanding that should not react, just control
Should
it.
not react is the second or the third step. First step is understanding that anger has come.
Yes, okay.
Recognizing
somebody
that.
triggers you.
Yes. What is, see, the trigger here is what? The trigger is somebody shouting.
Yes.
And then that, what does it do? That one triggers your klesha. It goes and touches your klesha. The 5 kleshas.
Yes.
One of it. Okay.
Yes.
So in this case, it goes and touches the dvesha, let us say. So that dvesha in turn triggers a chitta vritti. Okay.
Okay.
It creates a chitta vritti. And chitta vritti, that thought, immediately you get a thought, how dare they yell at me. So that in turn makes an activation. What is an activation? How dare they yell at me? So I will yell at them. If they use the curse word, I will use even a better curse word.
Yes.
Okay. That's how it works. So what I'm saying is when that anger starts, recognize that anger is rising.
Okay.
So the pratiprasavaha has to happen right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will finish with this sutra, 214. Te hlada paritapa Can somebody read the next word?
Pahalaha.
Huh?
Palaha.
Huh?
Palaha. Palaha. Palaha.
Okay. Let me hear my sister Lakshmi say that.
Falaha.
That is wrong pronunciation. That's why I got you.
Palaha.
It is in Hindi. It is fa. In Sanskritam, there is no fa. The second pa is pronounced as Pa.
Phala.
Pa.
Pa. Oh.
Ah.
Okay.
Pa. The first one is pa. The second one is pa.
Pa.
Phalaha. So that's how it
PHA.
differs. The pronunciation differs from Hindi to Sanskritam. Or
And
Sanskritam to Hindi. So yeah, I mean, Uma pronounced it right. So that's why I stopped you. I didn't
was
want
in the club.
I didn't want somebody pronouncing it right to say it.
Okay.
So in Sanskritam there is no fa. There's only fa and pa. Mahaprana. This second pa is Mahaprana. When if you keep your palm in front of your mouth, you can feel that air should come and hit it. When you say pa, there won't be any forceful air coming in, but when you say pa, you will feel that puff of air coming and hitting your palm. Okay. Phalaha punya apunya hetutvat. This is not heyaha, this is hetutvat. Hetutvat means because of. Te. Here the te is not, what does it refer to? Te always refers to the previous sutra, what we discussed. So here it refers to the experiences that one has in the life based on jati, ayu, and bhoga. So that is what it is referring to here. Te, the experiences that we have in the previous life based on jati, ayu, bhoga. That jati, ayu, bhoga came because of sati mule, came because of klesha karma, correct? So you have to go like that backwards to link it up, right? Yes, people.
Yes.
In Sutra 13, we say tad vipako. Klesha, I mean that where that tad refers to the klesha karma. So the experiences, because we said jati, ayu, bhoga experiences. The experiences, not only the experiences that one has in the life based on jati, ayu, and bhoga, all three put together. Hlada. Hlada means happy, pleasurable. Paritapa. Paritapam. Paridama. Umawa pata paridapama irukku. What is paritapam, Uma?
Pity, no.
Huh?
Pity, not pity. Paridavama.
Paridapam means
Pitiful.
regretful. Unhappy. You can be always use that word even when somebody is unhappy. You say paridapama irukku umanji. Unhappy. Your face looks unhappy. Okay. So Phalaha punya apunya hetutvat. So the experiences that one has in the life, in this life, can be happy or may be filled with suffering or both, is because of the fruitioning. The fruition of what? Punya apunya, because of punya apunya of the previous life. What punyas and apunya you did in the previous life of the past. So pleasant reactions of the past and the regrets of the past. Apunya is regrets of the past, and punya means pleasant reactions of the past. See, when we do something good, we pat ourselves on the back. That is the pleasant experience. The moment we pat ourselves on, oh, Kumar, you did a wonderful job today. I gather good karma. I yell at somebody and then I say, oh, I yelled at them and caused misery to them. So I get apunya, I got bad karma. The idea is not to get both, correct? Don't pat yourself. Don't think too much of yourself when you do good things. Don't take credit. And don't react in bad situations. When somebody is yelling at you, don't react. So in traffic, don't react, Sumati. You are going to get bad karma.
Yes.
Whether they get bad karma or not, you are definitely going to get bad karma. Reacting here is not only saying something bad in words or in action, in thought.
Thoughts.
It has to stop there. So I'm going to stop here. So it is a section that from 210 to 214, very important sutras. Everything is interconnected. 14 is connected to 13, 13 is connected to 12, 12 to 11, 11 to 10. All sutras are like that. That's why they are split. And here you will see the connection very beautifully. So homework is cut out for you. Read all the sutras, understand them. Actually, my plan was to go right up to 18. That's fine. It doesn't have to be that I have to cover that many sutras. We have to be very clear in what we are understanding, because assignments will keep coming. That's why I'm spending so much of time on the sutras. Okay.
Yes.
So the sense that something is punya, I did a punya karya, something is good or virtuous, patting ourselves on the back. Apunya, bad, reacting to things that are to those things. The moment you associate anything as good and bad, that is when you have the sense of happiness or regret. That becomes the outcome to form new karmas. That becomes the outcome for to form new karmas. When you classify it and you have good or bad, only then you feel you have the sense of happiness or regret. Treat them as experiences. Any questions? Everyone is quiet. So I assume everyone has understood all the sutras.
No, if
Yes.
yeah, if you do some good karma, sir, if we pat ourselves, that will encourage us to do more good karmas. So you are saying we should not pat ourselves means suppose
First
if
of all, I'm saying don't classify anything as good and bad.
we should not.
Just to do. If somebody comes home, you offer them coffee. Why do you have to pat yourself saying, I did a good thing by giving them a cup of coffee?
Not coffee, tiffin like that, but if we did a very big good thing,
That's
then
what
it
I'm
is.
saying. I'm giving a very simple example.
Mm.
Or even for coffee, I can pat myself on the back. When you give a cup of coffee to somebody who comes home, don't you expect them to tell you, oh, the coffee is excellent?
No, I won't expect, sir.
Huh?
I won't expect, because the way how you make the coffee, how I make it is completely different. You like your coffee all the time if you compare with my coffee.
You give all kinds of theoretical answers, Madhavi.
No, when somebody we enjoy when somebody appreciates.
And there is an expectation that somebody should appreciate.
Yes.
See, she is not accepting for coffee because it took her only 5 minutes to do coffee or 3 minutes to do coffee. Supposing you make a nice meal.
Yes. I
Right?
expect.
Then you I'm not finding fault. I'm saying that is the normal human nature. And
Even
then
if
you'll also
something hasn't-
say, if the no appreciation comes after they have all eaten and they have washed their hand, you will say, you all eaten to your content, and you cannot even say that everything is good.
சாப்பாடு நல்லா இருந்துச்சா?
சாப்பாடு நல்லா இருக்குன்னு வாய் திறந்து கூட சொல்ல முடியாதா? Atleast can you not say that the food was very nice?
Yes.
See where all it comes from. It
Because
has to
they
stop.
ate mouthful, they could not speak. They ate so much, they could not speak out.
No, that is why she is saying after they have washed their hands off, after they have washed their hands, after they swallowed the last mouthful,
Yeah.
and they have gone and sat down, she is asking, you ate everything nicely. Can't you not even say this?
Yeah.
I have spent 4 hours in cooking. I went to the shop. I brought vegetables. I have done all this for you.
Imagine how to react when somebody appreciates. They say, "Oh wow, very nice, you cooked well."
Okay. Wait. Nobody, please wait. Hold on. Very nice question. So, they said you've done a very, very good job. I mean, you made a wonderful meal, right? Right?
Yes.
So, reaction, you are asking how you have to react to this.
Yes.
Who prepared this food? Sumati prepared this food. Physically, Sumati prepared this food.
Yes.
Who gave the intelligence to prepare this food?
Ishvara.
Huh?
Ishvara.
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 So where should that if I am thanking you profusely, where should that thanks go?
To Ishvara.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Thank you so
outwardly
much for
you
the
thank them.
clarification.
Outwardly you thank them.
Yes.
And I normally say, when somebody thanks me, I say, I accept this and I'm passing this everything to the divine. Everywhere that I am the tool. That is what we saw, right?
Yes.
In which sutra we saw that we are a tool?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Sutra.
Sutra number 2.2. We saw that the body is to be used as a tool.
2.2.
Samadhi bhavanataha klesha tanu karana arthaha cha. Karana, tool. The body is just a tool.
Yes, the real body is used as a tool.
But here this tool is wanting all recognitions. I always use this example, a screwdriver. You use the screwdriver, tighten the screw, right? Screwdriver is a tool.
Yes.
It tightens the screw when you place it on the screw head and you turn it, it tightens the screw. Now, if the screwdriver says, I have to get recognition for tightening this screw, how stupid it is. Whose intelligence was needed to turn the screwdriver? My intelligence. Let us say, I am the one. My intelligence, let us say. So I should get the credit. Here, we don't have any intelligence. Everything comes from above. I've said this many times. Whatever we do, however problems we resolve, those are all things based on memory. Based on memory, we solve various issues, various problems, various things that we do.
That is Chittavritti, right? Memory comes from Chittavritti.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yes. Memory is a Chittavritti, yes. So,
but it contradicts here. I mean, Ishvara gives us everything, right? Like we are the tool of Ishvara. Then,
right. But first time when you don't know a thing, when you don't know how to do it, so you're struggling and suddenly you get it. So at that instance, that solution to that problem is stored in memory. So you got it from the divine and it is stored in memory. From after that, after 15 days, when you hit the same issue, you don't go back to the divine. It comes from the memory. With me?
Then if we think like that, then we get into the klesha, karma, everything. Sorry.
Why?
Because we have to think that we are the tool of the divine, tool of the Ishvara all the time,
That is
right?
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If it is coming from memory, how did it go into the memory?
By the Ishvara provided.
Ah,
Okay.
by him it went into the memory. The first time when you were stuck, it came from him.
There is a part, there is a small sloka in Tirupur which says Yamodiya Kalviyum Emmarivam Tame Perave Avartandadana. So whatever I learned, it comes from him.
But you also have to, project it forward, saying, I learned, and then I apply it number of times in my life in various ways. It may not be exactly the same way, in various ways. And every time it is coming from that memory, some modification we make and resolve the problem. But then we want the credit. That is where the problem comes. So what Madhavi says, if I do a good thing, I should get credit. Why I should not pat myself on the back? That will make me do more. Why this patting is needed? This patting is needed because of that lack of recognition that I was even able to do this only because of the divine. When you recognize that, you're only a tool, you're only a screwdriver, nothing more, nothing less. Only thing is, in our case, we don't see the activator. The screwdriver case, you see the activator. I'm putting my hand and activating it. In our case, we don't see the activator, right? It is very subtle. The activation is from the above is very subtle. So where is the question of patting yourself on the back when you do something good? It is stupidity and foolishness, is it not, Madhavi? Do you understand? Madhavi is gone.
I'm here, sir.
So you are still not convinced with what I'm saying?
It is a realization. I am convinced, sir. Not 100%, but 90% I convinced.
No, what is that you're not convinced about?
About suppose this is completely different example. If I am walking for 2 miles, if I say, okay, today I walked for 2 miles, okay, good. Tomorrow I can walk for 3 miles. So it will encourage me to walk 3 miles next day if I appreciate if I walk for 2 miles today. Sometimes appreciating ourselves will take
Madhavi, you walked for 2 miles. Who made you walk?
Ultimate divine made me to do it.
Then where the heck is this patting the back comes? Because this walking, you're talking as an exercise. I don't like that, first of all. Everything has to have a purpose in life. Tell me a better example. Your own example, it should be.
Walking means I walk. That is example.
Okay.
Every day walk like around
you walk. That's all. Where is the question of patting yourself on the back? Why is that you have to say that I have to walk 3 miles? Why I have to walk 5 miles? Why I have to walk 10 miles? Today I feel like walking 3 miles, I walk 3 miles. Tomorrow I may feel like only walking 2 miles, I walk only 2 miles. Day after I may feel like walking 5 miles, I walk 5 miles. What's the big deal?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm.
See, I'm asking you to do an assignment. You are not doing the assignment because you know that I am not going to give any recognition to anybody. And you also know you also don't know what you are going to get from doing that assignment. If you know clearly that you will get $15,000 by doing this assignment, everybody would have done by now. Because this assignment is subtle. It is going to act in a subtle way. Uma has a bag of excuses for not doing this assignment.
Kumarji, really, yes, Kumarji. I have a full
No, I
bag.
don't want to hear any of the excuses. I heard all your excuses in the last class, Uma.
Last class was different, Kumarji.
Last session, that's what I'm saying. Every time the excuse will be different. So as long as you don't see this, Uma, what I'm telling you, you are not going to move 1 inch forward. You're not seeing the root problem. Anyway, Madhavi, you're able to understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
There is no necessity to pat ourselves on the back, and there is no necessity to curse ourselves also. Just do it. Just do it. Whether Nike had that, whether they studied Patanjali Yoga Sutra or not, just do it is what it is. Just do it. That's what they say, right? Nike's that catchphrase is just do it. Okay. Any other question? See, we have been brought up on a culture of, in entire world, on a culture of recognition. So we have been brought up on that culture on recognition. See, when I grew up at home, there was no recognition for anything.
But if there is no recognition, then no Olympic games, no basketball games, nothing will be there, sir.
Let it not be there. So what?
So what means if people are interested in games, they have to
Let
watch.
them play. If they're interested, let them play. That's all. Why should there be recognition? It
Then
is
how
our.
will be recognized like so and so country got.
Why should we recognize? That's all I'm asking you.
See, you have to recognize the people talent. Yes.
No.
Suppose
No, that's all I'm saying. Everything comes from the divine. Why is that I should go and recognize somebody? So all these questions are coming from avidya, Madhavi. I'm sure many people here in this class also have these questions. But every talent in this world is given by the divine.
Very true.
Yeah, I agree. But suppose you are in the business, right? You are working for somebody and you have some people working for you. If you don't pad them, they will never deliver.
Business is
what-
different, Subramanian.
Yeah.
Business is different. Yeah.
So what
I am
is
not
the-
talking
what-
about business
No, no,
because
no.
in business you are going to be guided by what your boss says. Your boss has told you that some good work is done, you have to recognize that. That is a rule that has been laid to you. So you have to abide by that. That is
No,
the
no.
business dharma.
No, you're cutting me off. I'm saying you did not listen what I'm saying completely. Sorry to say this. But what I'm saying here is simply there are two things that we should segregate. One is personal, another is the public. When you react with public, when you are handling with the public, there are certain things that you need to follow. Because it's so whatever you say that earlier you said, those were the traditions that have been established. You cannot walk away from them. You apply these principles that what we are learning here to yourself, to improve yourself, to reach where the goal is destined for. But do not generalize this and apply everywhere. You'll become isolated after some time. Because you want to,
See,
you won't achieve what is intended in other places like business. If you apply the same principle here, what you said, the logic will not go well.
why?
So that is what the segregation I am trying
Yeah.
to bring
No,
in.
why you cannot apply this in business? If I have people who have studied Patanjali Yoga Sutras and they are working with me, there will be no need for me to recognize anybody.
Yeah, then we will not
Wait.
be in your class also, right?
Wait. Not in the. I'm not talking about
No.
this class.
No.
Anyway, for my living, I have to work. So I work. I will not be expecting any kind of recognition from my bosses because I understand that whatever I'm delivering is coming from the divine, and I'm just the tool in fulfilling what is needed of me. I am fully understanding of that, so I don't expect any kind of recognition.
That to show me how many people you came across.
That is what I'm saying, Subramanian ji. If people have that kind of thing, then no recognition need be there. Because we don't have people of that kind at work, it is necessary to recognize them. But today, if I am the manager of a group of people, I will recognize people when they do good work because they are expecting that. And as part of the dharma of work, I have to do that. But when I will do that, okay, I will recognize them. At the same time, let us say my employees, my subordinates are going to think very highly of me and they praise me. When they do that, I will not take it on myself. I will say, I don't have to say. Inside of me, it will always be passing this on to the divine. Also, I will never expect any kind of recognition from my higher ups. If it comes, it comes. That's fine. So this is my state. At no point of time, we are saying that we should not recognize others. If somebody is giving me food, I will certainly say thank you, very nicely done. So what in that, what am I saying? I'm saying I'm seeing you as the tool of the divine. That's why I'm saying this to them. And if they have the intelligence, they have the understanding, they will take it and into them saying, oh, he's saying this, and all this credit goes to the divine. I acted as I fully fulfilled what the divine wanted me to do today, and the food came out well. This person enjoyed that lunch or dinner. But we are talking of utopia. But in this class, we are trying to get to utopia. We are trying to get to moksha. So in this class, when I speak, I'm saying you don't have to, you're not going to be asking for recognition.
See, my point is
Yes.
simple. My point, what you said, you elaborated. What I was saying is there are these sutras are to be applied for individuals, like anybody who learns them, they need to apply and they need to first of all understand. Yeah. Like you
Yes.
are elaborately explaining like that, you need to understand the logic behind each sutra. Once that logic is clearly stands there in the mind, then it is applicable to you. First of all, you need to experience that. Then you might, then when you go into the society, like doing the, because our living is what? Based on work. And in the work culture, what you said is a motivation is one of the factors. When you talk about the MBOs or something like that, motivate your employees. This has come and this word stays throughout the life, throughout the organization. So therefore, you need to live with that. So what I'm saying is there is a fine line of things that you apply for yourself, and when you see others, you need to act according to the situation. That is what I'm trying to let people know exactly. So you cannot. I go to Madhavi's house and eat food, and I say that because this is all Paramatma, and I keep quiet. Okay, that's fine for you to think like that. But the other person,
that's what I'm saying.
Because of avigna, whatever.
That is what I'm saying. Again, I'm saying the same thing. You have to recognize other people when they are in avidya. Right. Why is that? Why is that we have to recognize? Is because they are in avidya, that's all. Otherwise, you don't have to recognize. If they are not in avidya, no recognition is needed.
How do we know whether they are in avidya?
We don't know. That is why we recognize. That is why we recognize. We always take the default as they are in avidya. We are in avidya. They are also in avidya. So let us say we have come out of avidya. We still have to assume that our others are in avidya. So the reason, why did I say, why do we need Olympic Games? Why do we recognize? If every athlete has shed his avidya, none of these things need to be there. Actually, many more, I think all of you do not know the meaning of games. Games is never to win. But we have made all games as somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Game is to enjoy. Is to enjoy, just enjoy. Don't keep scores, nothing. You hit and it goes into the goal post and you get a goal, everybody celebrates. Oh, he hit both the opponents and the other side, both, seeing that it is such a beautiful shot. We have lost that. Everything is win or lose. And that is why there is so much of suffering because of this avidya. Every parent wants the child to be the first rank holder in the class. How is this possible? Tell me.
Shrestha will decide that one. Huh? Because who is the intelligent and entire group of people? That is a Shrestha. That is a Superman. That is a first one. In the gaming also, in the education also, in anywhere.
I'm saying it is stupid. That's all I'm saying. It is stupid. This game, winning and losing is stupid. That's all I'm saying.
No. Winning and losing, we are not decided anything. Okay. Who put the more winning shots? That is decide this Shrestha.
You're still not you have to understand who is putting. Only a person who is passionate will put effort. And where that passion came to that person, did it come from him? Come to him on his own?
It never come.
So all these thoughts that it came to me from myself. People say I'm a self-made person. All this is abhinivesha. Understand that.
Yeah.
It is abhinivesha.
initially it will start.
I am not
from your
talking about
point of view.
initially, sir. I am not talking about initially. I am talking about utopia. I am talking
Okay.
about understanding in this class.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I am not asking you to do it in the outside world. No,
Okay.
I am asking you to understand this concept,
Concept.
concept of where this stupid recognition has come from.
Mhm.
Mm. This recognition is for people who are in abhinivesha, who think they have done it. So at work, people think that they have done it. They are all in abhinivesha. If I am a manager who is not in abhinivesha, I understand that very clearly. I will recognize my subordinates, my associates, but I will never ask my management to recognize me, because I understand whatever I'm doing is coming from the divine. Immediately you will ask, if you don't ask, how are you going to grow in your career? How are you going to go up? Let it happen on its own. Let it happen on its own. If you are destined to become a CEO, you will become a CEO, because it has to, all these things happen through divine grace. Understand this very clearly. We are just robots. We are just robots. We are just a piece of software. And all these things that we have are controlled by our kleshas and karmas. Please understand that. Okay. I'm sure everyone has tons of questions. You don't accept what I'm saying, but you have to ponder. Ponder and ponder and ponder and ponder. Then you will see the divine in everything. Then you will see the divine asking you to do the homework, do the assignment. And you won't run from that. Okay. Any other question? Yes, Madhavi, said something.
Maybe this question sounds silly. I think at the end you will yell at me, but I have to ask you, sir. Suppose I'm going through some tough situation in my life right now, imagine. So is there any chance that I will know this situation I'm going through because of the karma I did it in this birth or last birth?
How is it going to help you?
It won't help me, but any... one second. Yeah.
That understanding that this difficulty has come because of your kleshas and karmas is not enough for you?
It is so that I will know, okay, I have any more karma.
No, I'm not able to hear you well. There is some kind of an echo. Please, others, please mute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. If I know that, suppose if I'm having bad karma, then if I know it is from my last birth, means I will know, okay, still I have this birth karmas also. If I know, okay, this birth karma I'm facing, then okay, lightly low, like you can take it easy.
Madhavi,
you do good things.
Madhavi, I am saying, accept everything every day as it comes. Why do you have to know what is going to come tomorrow? Tomorrow, if you want to say that I have to know what is going to happen tomorrow, that is for planning. That is abhinivesha. Something is going to befall you after 1 year, after 1 month. Why do you have to know that? Let it come at the time you experience it. So if you know it today itself, so the mind is telling, if I know it today itself, I can prepare myself in such a way to avoid it. Right?
I will face it.
Huh?
I'm ready to face it, not avoid it.
So let it come. Let it happen after 1 month. Face it at that time. Because you don't have understanding of life, you want everything to be told you upfront. I am saying if you have understanding of life, then every minute it will unfold. Let it unfold as it happens. Do you know what is going to be the temperature after 15 minutes? We don't know, right? The outside temperature. We don't know.
No, if you follow the news, you will know.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
We
Every
don't
hour.
know.
No,
Every hour they publish, but that is only an estimate. That is not the exact one. Correct?
It is exact one because
No, it is not.
yesterday
It is not. It can never be exact. It can be 0.1 degrees less. It can be 0.1 degrees more.
Okay, 0.1. Because yesterday they said the whole day morning
Yes.
tea will be hot and evening 6 o'clock it will rain. They said.
Yeah, you're still not understanding what I'm saying. It can never be exact. That's all I'm trying to tell you. They can only predict. So it will be like that. So when the time comes, we are going to experience the temperature. So life is also like that. Let it happen.
No, sometimes if you know something in advance, say like we go for a blood test. Why do we go for blood test? If we have a bad cholesterol, we can control it and control any other health issues because of the cholesterol. If you think, okay, when it comes.
You mean to say all the people who have taken a blood test and they have taken medicines, they don't get heart attack? They do. They die.
At least we will take care of some precautions.
We can say we can give so many examples, Madhavi. Nothing is of value. I am saying, because I'm saying, let life happen the way it has to happen. Let it unfold. Accept things as they come, whether it is painful or not painful. Understand that it is coming from your karma.
Okay.
And don't accumulate more karma, whether it is good or bad, both are bad. Because you want to have zero karma by the time you die. Your balance sheet must be zero. I have said this many times. This is not the first time I'm saying this.
Yes, sir.
And good karma is not going to cancel out the bad karma. Please understand that also. If you have 50 points in good karma side and you have 90 here, it is not going to subtract from here and say, okay, I have only 50. No, it is not like that. They are two independent. If you have 200 good karmas and you have only 100 bad karmas, you still have to come back. It's not going to cancel out.
Okay.
So the idea is not to come back. That is the purpose of life, not to come back.
There are some pujas with which you can get rid of bad karmas. There are some pujas with which people try to get rid of bad karmas. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
No. There are pujas too. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. There are pujas too. But if you are going to mechanically go sit there and chant, no karma is going to go away. With no understanding, if you're going to go sit there and mechanically chant, you're not going to, nothing is going to happen. Why does a person go and sit and chant something and do some ceremony? Because he's too lazy to understand through jnana yoga what he has to do. Finally, it has to be reflected inwards. That's the only way to get rid of it. So If you are going to do some puja to get rid of it, what does it mean? That means you have to get involved in that puja. Involved. Samapatihi. You have to become totally absorbed in that. How will you get totally absorbed in that without having any kind of base, without any kind of focus? Again, it will come back to here only. Understanding is very, very important. Understanding that let life happen on its own is very, very important. Understanding that life, meaning that everything around me has a chitta on its own. Like me having my chitta, everybody, everything has its own chitta, and I have no control on those chittas, is very important. I also understand that I can only say so much and ask you to do the homework because you're all individual chittas. If you refuse to do, that's it. I cannot do anything about it. That's why I keep on saying why you have to do the homework, why you have to do the assignment. You still won't do. Don't do. I cannot make you do. I'm not going to punish you. I'm not going to give you a punishment like what they will do in school. I'm only saying unless you do the assignment, your understanding is not going to deepen. This is the only way you can see the application of sutras. So on that note, namaste to all of you. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Kumarji. Thank
Namaste.
you.
Namaste.